welcome back to Hermitcraft. All right. Well, I have heard that Izuma is in need of some lapis, and I happen to have a little bit of it because of all the mining and whatnot that I've done earlier in the season. So I figured I'd stop over here at my shop and leave it for him, because I think he's kind of busy at the moment. I mean, he's on, but yeah. So let's just head up here, stop into the shop, and leave a chest full of lapis blocks for Izuma, and let him know that it's here. And oh yes, by the way, you may have noticed that textures are looking a little bit different, and that's because I went off to Izuma's site as someone recommended, and it's a little different than it used to be, because used to was there was texture packs there, but they were all separate things. And apparently now, just a second, there. And apparently now you can choose the different bits and bobs of texture that you want, and it combines them all into a single pack, and that's great. That means I've got the clear glass like I want. It means I've got the beta cobble the way I want, and the beta version of the what you call it, the gravel, yeah, and a few other odds and ends and so on. But yeah, and let's see, let me let him know. Okay. That should take care of that. And now, onwards. All right. I got to think about something, and one of the viewer suggestions involved the idea of replacing this nether quartz ore, which is all fine and dandy. I should have silk touched that, with this nether wart block. And honestly, I think maybe that kind of looks a little better, you know? Because the nether quartz ore looks, it has a meat-like kind of appearance, but it's loaded with fat. This could be considered to be much more rare. You know, much more lean, excuse me. That's the right phrase. Anyway, let's see. I want to try something here. Get some hoppers, get rid of that. Some chests. That might be everything. Let's see. And of course, this. Because I got to looking at some of the stuff about the new blocks. And this composter sounds like a potentially very useful item, because evidently what it does is it will accept a wide variety of materials to be put into it, and what it will do is convert those materials into bone meal. Yeah. Let's see. I want to probably have this set up on this main farming level, so. Okay, yeah, this can work. Let's see. All right, I guess I'll have to go over here. I want to get into this original tunnel. And send a line coming back here to feed into these chests. That way I can use this same item disposal system, as it were. Alright, how far do I need to go? Good question. Probably across this. Oh, great. I ended up in here at the door. All right. And that's in there. Which means I may have come too far. All right. I need to open this up a little bit. Ah, all right. Okay, now I know where I'm at. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, could do that. Just get rid of this. And now I've got plenty of hoppers here. So take this. Ah. Actually, bring it up one block. Now I can bring it up another one. Out this way, up here, up another one. This down here. I just hope this idea works. I think it should, but what do I know? Alright. Now here, take the composter, put it on top of the hopper, and that should take care of that. Now, I've got a lot of seeds, because this farm produces far more seeds than it needs to plant. In fact, let me break that. And it makes bone meal. Yeah. this could be good. So we pop that on there. All right, that part is great. It's working exactly as advertised. All right, so if I put composter here, it'll end up being even with the floor. And I can go ahead and throw a hopper on top of that. No, how about into the side? And then there. Oh. This new chest mechanic is sometimes handy and sometimes not. Okay, so how about like that and like that? And now, if I throw some seeds in there, that hopper is pointed into the side of this thing. Oh, tell me it'll work. Oh, no, come on. Tell me it'll work going into the side. I really kind of want it to work going into the side. Okay, this doesn't have an inventory. That's not going anywhere. All right. We'll do it the other way. Break this, break that. Oh, let me guess. I lost it in the system. Which means it's going to be in the miscellaneous chest downstairs. But yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going to run downstairs and get that thing and try this. Because if it will work with an automatic feed of stuff going into it, then that's a bone meal machine. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if maybe this time I can keep from dropping the thing. All right, on top of the hopper, let's have a hopper feeding into the top of it. Now, will that work? Yes, it will. All right. Now, chest there. Drop seeds into it. It's filling up and automatically emptying. Great! That's exactly what I wanted. So now, instead of having to store tons and tons of seed, all I need to do is toss the excess seed that I don't have any actual need for in here. Yeah. And it gets processed into bone meal. Pretty quickly, I'd say. Okay, throw some of this stuff up in there temporarily. just load this thing up. There. A nice, easy way to get rid of excess seed and still get some use out of it. And now if I go down below and check the filter system, there should be a lot of bone meal showing up down there. And now, the bone meal does not get produced on a 1-to-1 ratio. I think for seeds, it's like every 10 or 12 or something like that, it has a chance of making bone meal. Yeah, something like that. So it's not a real super efficient use of it, but it beats the heck out of storing tons and tons of it just simply because I've got that much. So I'm going to hang out for a little bit, process all of the seeds that I've got, and then check back down below to see how much shows up in the system. Okay, I ran into something here that I didn't expect, because I went down below and none of the bone meal was getting there. So I came up here to this, because this is the dropper that gets it and sends it out. If I put one in here, it gets used, but looky there. It is getting something planted on that block of ice. So if let's see if I break the ice, replace it with cobble, do I get the same result? Oh, bugger. Okay, that's a dispenser. Alright, I'm going to try replacing that with a dropper and see if that does any better. Okay, so first up, I should probably block that water off to avoid making a mess. Break that, put this in its place, get over here, pick that up. It should function essentially the same, except unlike the dispenser, it shouldn't actually activate it. So get a water bucket in here, throw in a piece of bone meal, try it again. And now it's going where it needs to. So all I have to do now is replace these hoppers that I took out of the stream, the chain. And now the stuff should all end up down below where it needs to. Yeah, I'll bet you it is. Okay, so I'm going to plug this up. How much is left here? Alright, that's the end of that. And, you know, this thing is actually good for more than just getting rid of excess seeds. Like I said before, excess crops. Say I want to keep a couple of shulker bucks full of wheat and carrots and taters each and whatnot, and maybe a double chest of each upstairs in the storage area up there. But the rest of it, anything beyond that, in there. Get rid of it. You know, unless I'm actually doing a lot of villager trading or something, which, haha, no, I'm not these days. But excess material that I don't need, that I'm not going to have a need for, I can toss it in there and it'll, to some degree, turn into bone meal. And also, another thing, villager trading. How many times villager trading do you end up with a mess of cakes? They're not really great food. I mean, it's a novelty thing, but in terms of food value, they're terrible. They don't have much food value, and it doesn't last. They don't have much saturation at all. So, toss them in there and convert them into bone meal. Now, while I was waiting, I did come down here and add another slice on the filter to have a place for bone meal to go. Right here on the end. And there's none in there yet, but I got a stack of it in here. Plus that. Okay. So if I drop all of this in here, just toss it into the filtering system again, it should fairly quickly start showing up in here. And yeah, that's right at the borderline. Because my philosophy about chests, if it's stacked high enough that you have to jump in order to open it, it's too high. Alright. I think I know what's going on. It needs to build up to having, well, there has to be 41 items in there before they'll start flowing through. Ah, there it is. Just got there. Great. So, automatic bone meal generation is now a thing. That's great. And I no longer have to go out of my way to end up with a crap load of seeds and stuff that I don't really need. I mean, once I got a farm started, I might need to keep like one stack on hand, and the rest of it, pitch it in there and make bone meal. And so this is one of the new blocks that is really kind of useful, because you get rid of a bunch of the excess crap that you don't actually need anymore. Now, I have a hole in the floor over here I need to fix. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty good. And I got it tied into the same system I have over here for this, which I really need to get off my backside and get out there and get some sheep in here and some cows in up there and so on, and then see about closing this opening. Because I really don't need that now that the place is actually up and running. So I'm going to tend to that stuff hopefully very soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.